Today, we expose one of India's most widespread educational frauds, a multi-billion rupee industry of EdTech companies making outrageous guarantees of 100% job placement, then systematically trapping desperate students in debt when jobs never materialize. Picture this. A 22-year-old engineering graduate sees an advertisement on YouTube. 100% job guarantee in 3 months. Pay 2.5 lakhs, get a FANG job or money back guaranteed. The platform claims to have placed 10,000 students at companies like Google, Microsoft, and Amazon. Desperate for direction, he enrolls, completes the course. Months pass, no job. The company tells him his profile didn't match employer requirements. He demands a refund. He discovers the fine print buried in terms and conditions. Job guarantee only applies if you attend 95% of classes, score 80% in assessments, and follow our recommended career paths. The company keeps his 2.5 lakh. Now multiply this scenario by thousands. INSEF, Skillink, and multiple EdTech platforms have trapped students in debt using identical tactics. Desperate job seekers have taken their own lives after discovering the fraud. Meanwhile, these companies continue operating, slightly modifying marketing language to evade legal action. Tonight, we expose how EdTech has become an industry of fake promises, forged placement data, and predatory debt entrapment that destroys lives while generating billions. Major platforms receive billions in venture capital funding from prestigious Silicon Valley firms, creating a gold rush mentality where every startup wanted to be the Uber of education. Y Combinator-backed startups, unicorn status companies valued at billions. And established educational brands all entered the lucrative placement guarantee market simultaneously. But beneath glossy marketing featuring Bollywood celebrities and Instagram influencers lies a darker reality. Systematic fraud, targeting desperate job seekers and career changers. These aren't small operators. They're well-funded companies with sophisticated marketing machines, aggressive sales teams, and venture capital backing. The model is predatory and mathematically designed for profit. Lure students with unrealistic promises, charge enormous fees 2 to 3 lakhs for courses costing 10,000 to produce, make fake job placements seem inevitable, then disappear when students demand refunds. The INSEF scam. 700 students left jobless and in debt. One of the most documented cases involves INSEF Institute of Data Science and Engineering, a supposedly prestigious institute acquired by EdTech giant Upgrad. In April 2023, the company shut down its Turing Minds program, leaving approximately 700 fresh graduates jobless with unpaid loans and no recourse. INSEF recruited graduates with explicit promises of guaranteed employment as data scientists after completing their 9-month intensive training program. But the company made loans in students' names. They took loans of 4 lakh from private banks in the names of 650 trainees enrolled in PG diploma courses. Additionally, 10 lakhs was collected from 50 trainees for master's level courses. The structured debt was intentional. The company handled all loan paperwork, making the process simple for students, as they promised. Study for 9 months, get a job, repay from your salary. It's risk-free. On April 17, 2023, managers announced the program was shutting down permanently. 700 students were now unemployed, had to repay loans immediately to banks, and had no recourse against either the company or the financial institutions. At least 250 trainees staged a protest at INSO's Hyderabad office, demanding compensation, debt forgiveness, and clarity on their financial obligations. News coverage showed young graduates crying, explaining how their families had sacrificed for education that now left them economically worse off. CEO Dakshinamurthy Kaluru and co-founder Sridhar Papu promised to explore options and find solutions, but no meaningful resolution materialized. The company continued operating other divisions while quietly absorbing losses. The Skillink debt trap. 400-plus students ensnared. Skillink, a Y Combinator-backed upskilling startup that had raised significant venture capital, employed an even more sinister variation. The platform promised 100% job placement or money-back guarantee for PG-level courses in specialized engineering fields. But students discovered something horrifying. Skillink's finance team filled out loan applications with fake details in students' names, without explicit written consent. At least 400 students ended up with debts of 2 to 3.5 lakhs, debts they never knowingly incurred and discovered only when banks started collection calls. Some learned about loans years later when their credit scores had plummeted, making them ineligible for home loans or car financing, effectively destroying their financial futures. The scam operated through systematic process, aggressive recruitment, targeting recent graduates struggling with promises of high-paying jobs. Easy financing pitch, offering no money up front via third-party loans. Forged documentation, finance teams filling loan applications with fake information without consent. Job guarantee failure, actual placement rates fell far short of promised 100%. Debt entrapment, students were legally liable for loans they never authorized. At least 400 students discovered the fraud through a WhatsApp group, sharing screenshots of unauthorized loan documents, placement letters from non-existent companies, and collection agent harassment experiences. The false placement data epidemic. A comprehensive Reddit investigation uncovered scam patterns at Hyderabad-based IT training institutes, with techniques replicated across multiple cities. Researchers systematically verified profiles of placed students allegedly working at top tech companies. What they discovered was shocking. Most LinkedIn profiles were recently created. With fewer than 30 followers and minimal activity, profile photos were fake or duplicated across multiple student accounts. So-called alumni refused connection requests, highly suspicious for happy place graduates. Some place students were actually working at different companies. Fake profiles fabricated at institute claimed employers. An institute claimed a student was placed at Colosseum Tech Solutions, but actual LinkedIn showed 4 years of continuous employment at TCS. The institute had fabricated the resume entirely. This pattern repeated across institutes. Fake placement stories, fabricated student profiles, and completely non-existent companies. Investigators cross-referenced with Ministry of Corporate Affairs database. Many listed employers didn't exist as registered companies. The government's toothless response in December 2021. The Indian government issued an official advisory warning against EdTech companies making fraudulent claims. The advisory directed companies to stop claiming to guarantee jobs in absolute terms. Stop referring to courses as degrees or diplomas unless issued by recognized institutions. Follow Advertising Standards Council of India's Code against misleading advertisements. Maintain grievance officers for consumer complaints, but the advisory was purely suggestive, with no enforcement mechanism or penalties. Companies essentially ignored it. The government sent warnings. Companies modified ads slightly. Students continued enrolling. The fraud continued unabated. The CCPA's rare enforcement action in June 2024. The Central Consumer Protection Authority (CCPA) penalized EDU-TAP Learning Solutions with 3 lakh for systematic false advertising. The company had claimed 144 students secured positions in RBI Grade B exams after using their courses. These claims were completely unverified and misleading. The CCPA ordered the company to discontinue advertisements immediately and deposit the penalty within 15 days. But 3 lakh is negligible compared to the company's likely annual revenue, probably 50 to 100 plus crores from course sales. The penalty is essentially a cost of doing business, not a meaningful deterrent. If a company earns 50 crore annually and faces a 3 lakh penalty once every 5 years, that's a 0.003% reduction in profit, actually incentivizes continued scamming. Most scams use variations of the same fake guarantee formula. The marketing promise, 100% job guarantee in 3 months, placement assured at FANG companies. Pay 0 up front, only when placed, upgrade on academy, backed. The hidden clauses in fine print, attendance must exceed 95%, must achieve 80% plus in assessments, must follow company's recommended career paths, must be deemed job ready by company standards. Refunds only valid if company explicitly breaches contract. The reality students discover. Course material is outdated or plagiarized. Instructors are unqualified contractors. Placement types don't actually exist. Companies reject unsuitable profiles on vague grounds. Refund policies are designed to be nearly impossible. The financial mechanics of the scam, the economics demonstrate why companies continue. Cost structure per course, course production, 5,000 to 10,000. Server hosting, 20,000 to 50,000 annually. Marketing spend, 50 to 100 lakhs. Admin overhead, 10 to 20 lakhs. Revenue structure: charge 2 to 3 lakhs per student, enroll 300 to 500 students per batch. Annual revenue: 6 to 15 cores per course. Placement rate needed: just 5 to 10%. The profit math: enrolling 1,000 students at 2.5 lakh each. Revenue: 25 crores, costs 2 to 3 crores. Profit: 22 plus crores, even with 50% refunds. 12 plus crores profit remains. EdTech scammers target vulnerable populations. Primary targets: recent graduates with no job prospects, middle-class students lacking insider connections, career changers desperate for reinvention, first-generation students with limited verification networks. Marketing tactics: fake testimonials from successful alumni, YouTube ads with emotional rags to riches stories, WhatsApp marketing creating peer pressure, LinkedIn posts with manipulated statistics, aggressive limited seats and discount expires tonight tactics, the red flags every student misses. Investigations identified clear warning signs, profile red flags, placed students with extremely new LinkedIn accounts, accounts with 0 followers, artificially generated or duplicated photos, alumni refusing connection requests. Company red flags: employer names not found on mca.gov, never mentioned in news or industry reports. Salaries exceeding market rates by 30 to 50%. Testimonial red flags: all positive reviews, 0 negative, identical language patterns. Sudden review clusters after campaigns. Verified phone numbers that go unanswered. No educational standards. EdTech operates in regulatory vacuum, not accredited like traditional colleges. The ultimate question: EdTech scams represent predatory capitalism, using dreams as weapons against the desperate. Student pays 2.5 lakhs expecting employment. The company provides outdated content, makes fake guarantees, then keeps the money. The student is left with debt, trauma, and shattered dreams. Some have taken their own lives after discovering the fraud. Multiplied this by tens of thousands across hundreds of platforms. What do you think? Should EdTech companies offering placement guarantees maintain bonded insurance for refunds? Should government mandate accreditation? Should fake placement claims warrant criminal prosecution? How many more students will fall victim before enforcement catches up? Share your thoughts in the comments. If this exploration disturbed you, hit like, subscribe to Silent Conspiracy, and ring the bell. Until then, stay vigilant, and remember that the most dangerous cons aren't robberies. They're institutions that steal your future while making you sign the contract yourself.